Hey everyone! In this video, I'll be talking about everything happening with Lingorm and the whole discourse around intimate scenes, what the director had to say about it, and why he's getting trolled for his comments. We'll also talk about the reports that Engfa was allegedly being sued by a Thai governor and how a government minister has now responded to the situation. Then we'll get into what's going on between Kao and Jane's sister, including the allegations that Kao was stopped from seeing Jane at her event. And lastly, we'll cover Emmy Bonnie, some upcoming GLs, and a few other fun updates. Everything will be timestamped, so let's get into it. Denial is a powerful thing. When it takes over, objectivity leaves the room, and you'll see fans defend almost anything, no matter how questionable the situation is. I'm really sad to see parts of the Lingorm fandom justifying some of the comments director made. The whole discourse around In Love Forever, the NC Scenes, kissing and acting has completely lost the plot. I don't even know where to start. Let me say this. I personally enjoyed the first episode. I think it did a good job of setting the groundwork for what's coming next. And yes, the 2-minute long love scene was awkward, it was hard to watch, and it's fine to just accept that, alright? After the love scene, the rest of the episode was engaging, so it's okay. Why did this NC scene become such a big discourse? Simply because of denial and fans shaming others for enjoying good intimate scenes. This is the same mindset I think the director has, and that's why he's being called homophobic and lesbiophobic on the internet. Fans defending his comments is crazy to me. I'm actually seeing a pattern that I want to talk about, and then we'll get into what the director had to say about this whole discourse. First, let's be honest with ourselves. The kiss was awkward. The kissing looked really fake, and even the camera angles and choreography didn't really try to hide it. And it's not that Lingorm aren't good at kissing or intimate scenes. We have The Secret of Us, and they were great in that show. Now, the pattern is that of course there are fans bending over backwards to defend this. They're saying, this is the best kiss we've ever seen in GLs, and writing essays to make their point. In doing so, there's a section of fans who are morally questioning and targeting anyone who says otherwise. The pattern is that if you say, the kissing is awkward, you're literally going to get attacked, and your morals are going to be questioned. Fans are going to tell you, go watch porn, you're obsessed with corn. They'll even call you a pervert for talking about it. We are literally losing the plot here. Hajiao's response tells me he is very well aware of the discourse and is actively following what both sides have to say. I don't think he's handling this criticism well. I agree with what he said about focusing on good stories and not just intimate scenes. But then his work contradicts his own point. Why is there a 2-minute long love scene right at the start of the episode when it's not even in the novel? You added it because you wanted fan service and needed to grab the viewer's attention. Let's not kid ourselves. GL fans enjoy watching two beautiful women having hot and steamy moments on screen, just like straight audiences enjoy romance, and there's no shame in that, so stop bringing corn into the conversation. Back in April, this clip from one of his X spaces went viral where he said, and I quote, "I told Lingorm I'm not good at directing intimate scenes. And let me tell you first, because this series has a lot of story, there won't be as many NC scenes as in other series. Since other series don't have much story, they had to show a lot of intimate scenes. But this series has a lot of story, so there isn't much time for NC. There are some, but not very frequent, not much, not long, and not dragged out." He received a lot of backlash for saying this. Just because you're not good at directing intimate scenes, and you admitted that yourself, doesn't mean you have to bring other shows down for having well-directed NC scenes. Since last year, we've seen a shift, and you can't deny that GLs are getting better. More and more series are focusing on telling good stories while also finding a balance between romance, intimacy, and plot. I actually feel bad for Lingorm, and I'm starting to think the theory some fans have, that Channel 3 wants Lingorm to primarily appeal to a straight audience, might have some truth to it. A man is sitting in front of the camera explaining to lesbians what lesbian content should look like. And his big conclusion is, it should look less lesbian. He says he wants regular audiences to feel like a woman, and woman relationship is no different from a straight romance. Sounds sweet, right? Except, who is he actually talking to there? Not the GL fans who showed up because this genre offers something different. He's talking to the straight audience on the couch who still needs convincing that this is okay to watch. It feels like he's centering their comfort rather than the audience that has been supporting GLs from the beginning. To me, that's not normalizing queer love. It feels more like asking queer stories to become less visibly queer or intimate, so straight audiences don't have to step outside their comfort zone. He told Lingorm point blank, I'm not good at directing intimate scenes, and instead of going, okay, let me work on that craft, or just skip those scenes. No, he built an entire philosophy around it. This series has a lot of stories, so there's no time for NC. Sir, that's not restraint. That's a skill issue with a TED Talk attached. And fans who have read the novel know, and I know, that the intimate moments between Runch and Neen are the only thing that's actually good in their marriage while they're waiting for a divorce. It's also funny because while reading this novel, I was like, they need to go to couples therapy, but all they do is make out. As a director, he's allowed to not be good at directing NC scenes. Really, they could hire an intimacy coordinator or do something about it. But don't dress up I can't as I won't, because I'm better than this. And I understand the intention that they want straight audiences to tune into GLs, but why are you prioritizing their comfort more than GL fans, the people who built this genre and showed up for this specifically? The lesbian audience should never be an afterthought in a lesbian story, period. And why are you quoting fans' comments that compare lesbian intimacy to porn? And anyone who's defending this, I understand they're defending it because they think they're defending Lingorm by doing so, but they really need to look into the discomfort he has with lesbian intimacy. And why bring down other GLs with you? It's just crazy. And let's not be disrespectful towards Ling Ling and Orm. They did what they were directed to do. Let's not make the girls the punching bags here. And it's important that I make this clear. My criticism of the show doesn't mean I don't respect or love Lingorm. I don't agree with some of the director's comments, and that doesn't mean I'm some pervert who only wants to see NC scenes. If Lingorm's GL is good with little to no physical intimacy, I'll still be watching it. I'm also mad because this discourse was finally dying down, then the director had something to say, and now we're back to discussing the exact same thing again. Is Engfa getting sued by a Thai government minister? So here's what happened. It all started with Thailand's Thap Land National Park. The government proposed redrawing part of the park's boundaries, saying it would finally solve land disputes that have been going on for decades. But a lot of environmentalists weren't buying it. They worried that shrinking the protected area could make it easier for developers and investors to move in. That concern exploded into the viral Save Thap Land movement. Engfa was one of the celebrities who joined the campaign. She posted in support of protecting the forest, saying that animals can't speak for themselves, so people have to. Then things got really dramatic. Reports started spreading that Thailand's Minister of Natural Resources and Environment had filed a defamation complaint against Engfa over posts related to the campaign. Very quickly, news spread online that Engfa is getting sued. But then, plot twist, the minister came forward and apologized to both Engfa and Nawat. He said he never signed any lawsuit documents and never intended to personally sue Engfa. According to him, the legal paperwork had been drafted by his team, but he didn't approve it before news of it leaked online. But not everyone is buying that explanation. Many fans online are skeptical. Some believe the minister is trying to distance himself from the controversy because of the intense public backlash. Others question how a legal complaint against such a high-profile celebrity could have been drafted, prepared, and even leaked by media outlets without his knowledge or approval. The debate over the national park is still ongoing, but as for Engfa, the minister says he personally did not authorize legal action against her, and he apologized for it. Okay, there's something going on between Kao and Jane's sister, and I went down a complete rabbit hole. Let's just say there's way too much information to process, and we still don't know what's actually true and what's not. This situation is escalating really fast in the Chinese fandom, and now it's starting to spill over onto X as well. Apparently, Jane's sister didn't want Kao to attend Jane's birthday fan meeting in Taipei at first, but according to fans, they changed their minds a few days later, so Kao still ended up going. Now, when Kao was right outside the doors, Jane's sister was caught on camera speaking in Mandarin to the staff, saying, "You can't go backstage multiple times." She also allegedly said, "Stop, I call the shots here." Ever since that clip started circulating, fans have been asking Jane's sister, who also acts as Jane's manager, to explain what happened. She did respond, but her statement was pretty vague, and that's why a lot of fans think it indirectly supports the theory that Kao's visit was initially turned down. That said, she never actually confirmed that. The clip that's going around is only about 12 seconds long. I translated the Mandarin using ChatGPT. Now, obviously, a 12-second clip doesn't tell us the whole story. Based on what fans are saying, it looks like Kao may have been stopped from going backstage, but we simply don't have enough context to know exactly what was happening. As for Jane's sister, she posted an apology on Weibo yesterday. She basically said she was aware of everything, didn't want the situation to affect either artist, asked people to look at the full context before judging, apologized for the confusion, and said she was willing to take responsibility for the consequences. Now, of course, this apology doesn't give us the full picture either. Here's where things get even more complicated. I went through a huge thread posted by Chinese fans, and let me make this clear. Some of the claims being made don't fully make sense to me either. There are allegations involving both sides, and some of the information seems contradictory or lacks evidence. If this situation escalates further or more verified information comes out, then we'll revisit it and go through the whole thread. We have a few other exciting updates as well. Emmy has officially joined the cast of Peach and Me, which is a special spin-off of GMMTV's recently released super fun and viral BL series Me and Thee. Of course, fans are really happy to see Emmy and Bonnie together. Peach and Me will start airing on June 11th. AI Girl also got delayed. The show will now start airing next Wednesday. And My Lady's Bodyguard dropped its first 2 episodes yesterday. I honestly had no idea this was going to be a short series, so that was a surprise. Becky Armstrong won the Rising Star of the Year award at the 2026 Korea International Streaming Festival in Busan for her role as Nano in Girl From Nowhere, Reset. The award was presented on stage by actress Lee Soo-hyun, and Becky shared the honor with Twice's Da-yoon and Choi Mina. Fright. Channel 3 also announced the Girl Cup 2026, and they even held the schedule live today. Fans quickly noticed that Enjoy wasn't on the promotional banner, so they started asking what happened. Enjoy later went live and confirmed that her contract with Channel 3 has ended and she decided not to renew it. Well, that's all for today. Thanks for watching.